Hi, and welcome to this edition of Undercover Boss. Today, I will be introducing you to Nancy Anderson. I spent time with Nancy Anderson at Woodbury High School, where she functions as the office coordinator and works closely with the principal and all the staff to try to help our kids succeed every single day. So Nancy, thanks for allowing me to spend some time.
Thank you for coming.
I thought, if you wouldn't mind, would you talk a little bit about your history in the district and how long you've been in this position, so we'll start there.
I started at Pine Hill Elementary as a crossing guard because my neighbor was the office coordinator there. And I went from the office coordinator position, from the crossing guard position to the Assurance of Mastery, which is paras now. And then I went into the library. And then for 2 weeks, Mr. Holm, I applied for the secretary's job for summer school because no one applied. So I did that. And then when he was needing a secretary, he asked me to come over, and I've been at Woodbury High School ever since. I've been here 24 years at Woodbury High School and with the school district for 26.
Wow. And how long in your current position as the office coordinator?
About 10 or 11 years in this office.
And what's your favorite part of being the office coordinator? When you look forward to coming to work or the next week of work on the weekend, which I know you do all the time, what is the favorite part of the job, your favorite?
My favorite part of the job is working with the teachers and the students. I think that keeps you young, working in a high school, being with students, and we work on interruptions all day long, so it's never the same thing, so we're always on the ball.
Mm-hmm. Nancy first introduced me to the morning routine of getting things ready, going down to the mail room, picking up the mail, delivering items that need to go out for inter-school mail and U.S. mail.
And then we have our U.S. mail and printing mail, which goes out early in the morning. So this is our payroll. We're going to put our payroll in here. And then we check my mailbox. And if you would check Mrs. Sorson Wagner's mailbox, that would be great. They're all alphabetical order.
Oh, yeah. Right.
So.
And then we stop by the health clinic, which you'll see in this segment, and we check in with our health professionals and anything that they need. One of the things that Nancy does is tries to make sure that the staff have whatever they need to function throughout the day, which includes our support staff and our teachers. After we spent a little time making sure that everything was set in the health room, we stopped at the counseling office. And the counseling office, if you've been in a high school, is always a busy place. Kids are working, particularly at this time of the year, to prepare their college applications. The counseling office is arranging visitations where colleges will come into the building to talk to kids, prospective recruits coming to their college, both academically and for other programs. And so when you're in the office, in the counseling office, there's a lot of things going on, and Nancy checks in with them every day about items that maybe the principal might need to know about or anything that she can help them with. I did a little filing. There's a number of documents that need to be filed on a daily basis. And then also I was able to answer the phone, which there's a tremendous volume of phone calls that come through the principal's office and through Nancy's office every day. Most of the phone calls, Nancy can answer the question or get them to the right person, and she is really the conduit to and one of the first voices of the building, or faces of the building, so to speak, through her voice on the phone that people have when they contact the high school. So I was able to answer a phone call, and fortunately I knew where to transfer the phone call, and we got that through successfully. Good morning, this is Keith Jacobus. How may I help you? Lori, can I transfer you to extension 4414? Thank you so much. Have a great day. Now, I was fortunate to spend time as a high school principal and know what the office coordinator did for our building and for me. What I appreciate and what I've observed, and I'm curious if you do this purposefully, is watching you over the time interact with students. I see you out in the hallway. Yep. I see you at activities. Whenever there is something in the building, that you're present, but I also watch students walk into the office to just talk to you about, they may not have a question or they don't need anything. They come to say hi and just to see you for some part of the day. So I'm curious on how you think about that, and is that something you do on purpose?
I do, because I'm a firm believer that if kids see you there, you're approachable. And if you're approachable, and I always try to find something in a student, whether it's their grandmother or their father or their sister to talk about. And that kind of makes a connection. A connection with students is good. And you need to be approachable and have an open door.
You also, I know, are involved in a lot of things at the district level too. And so I appreciate that your willingness then to get involved in other areas. And so I say that to compliment you, and I don't really have a question there other than, is that something you feel is important? And what has been your favorite committee or activity that you've been involved with outside of Woodbury?
I really like the CAPE Committee, which is for the employees of the district for a positive environment. We have great employees in this district, you know, and they're always willing to help someone. And I also on the CERT Committee, which I like this about the safety of the students. I come from a family of police officers, so I have a touch with that. And athletics, my background is in physical education, and I also serve on a committee called the Athena, representing Woodbury High School.
I really believe that this position is critical for the culture of a high school and the success, because you're the frontline face of the district, so to speak. People, when they call to speak with the principal, they speak with you first. And so I'm wondering about if you've done anything specifically to think about those responsibilities, or is this natural? And I say this because I'm very impressed with how inviting you are with people and warm. The very first time I met you, and every time I've ever talked to you, you're positive, you're happy, you see the good things in the kids and everything that's happening in the building. And to me, that's so important. So I'm curious, is that natural for you, or is that you think about the importance of your position?
I think it's natural, but I think that you have to love what you do. And if you love what you do and you smile, it brings everybody together.
The position is such an incredibly important position for a school because Nancy helps create the positive culture. She has great relationships with students. They come in and out of the office to talk to her, and it's a critical position for both the principal and the entire staff and the community, as being a liaison and being a PR person, as well as a problem solver for the building. And I had a great time working with Nancy. Nancy happens to be retiring this year, so we'll really miss her. And I think after all of the years and the influences she's had at Woodbury High School, she's going to be hard to replace. So thanks again for watching this edition of Undercover Boss, and I look forward to you watching our next edition in the upcoming weeks.